So, guys, what's going on? We are back live for the Manchester United latest news for today. And there's a lot to talk about today, including, of course, a Juventus or Rabiot and Pogba swap in the summer. We've got some news on Henderson and De Gea and the situation around that. We also have some news on Sancho, and we also have some news on Manchester United's tie going ahead with AC Milan on Thursday. But first of all, guys, I want to say thank you for, checking out the recent video and getting me to 2.8k subs. The recent video went live this morning. It was an AC Milan versus Manchester United preview. And of course, we had an AC Milan fan on for that video as well. So I'll link it in the description below of this stream, or please go and check it out. It's my recent video before this stream. Be much appreciated. Go give it a watch, see what you guys think, and get your predictions in the comments below. But the first story we're going to be talking about today is the main bit of the title, and that is a Rabiot and Paul Pogba potential swap in the summer. It comes out from an Italian source via the Sport Witness, which comes out saying Juventus have offered Adrian Rabiot to Manchester United as a quid pro quo to bring Paul Pogba back to Turin. So, of course, there's been a lot of speculation about Pogba, whether he'll sign a new contract with Manchester United in the summer, or if he will, move away back to Juventus or even go to PSG. But it does look like if he's going to go anywhere, it will be Juventus in the summer. But of course, I had some news on Pogba the other day as well, saying he likes the vision of him and Jadon Sancho playing in the same team. And of course, Manchester United are linked with Jadon Sancho as well to bring him in this summer, hopefully. I'm crossing my fingers. So the Paul Pogba situation, Rabiot for Pogba, Jesus, yeah, that's what's coming out today, mate. That's some of the news. It's quite strange that's coming out. And of course, I don't think Manchester United, I hope Manchester United wouldn't go that way, because this wouldn't be worth it. So I'm not going to believe it too much. But it's coming out from an Italian source via the Sport Witness. So take it how you want to, but for me, it's a definite no. Of course, the quality of those two players are significant, and of course, I don't think Manchester United or our board would be that dumb to bring in Rabiot for Pogba, because you're bringing in what would Rabiot be if we're pricing him? Probably around it'd be like 30, 40 million, maybe 40, 50 million. And Pogba's, his price, it has gone down because, of course, probably with his wages and that. But, yeah, Pogba would be around, I want to say, I would put maybe 100, but we're not going to get him. We're not going to, no one's going to take him for that, are they? So it'll probably be around 80 to 90 if we do get Pogba out. But that swap deal, I'm not going to believe it too much. I don't think it will be a benefit for Manchester United, bringing in a central defender. I mean, we need one, don't get me wrong, but doing that swap would probably be, a bad decision with other CDMs out there like Bissouma and Didi, who Manchester United should be, in the hunt for. But Football Roy says, I have my volume on mute and it sounds so much better. Oh, that's rude. That is rude. That is rude. Wow. That's a rude comment, mate. Got to time you out for that. Put user in timeout. Out you go. Timeout. You can't be saying that. But yeah. Tell me what you guys think about that. Hopefully we'll get some more news about that coming out. But another story we're going to be talking about today is Manchester United looking into a possible move for Pau Torres ahead of the summer transfer window, as he could prove to be a viable alternative to a long-term dream addition, Rafael Varane. Torres is also admired by figures at Real Madrid and Bayern Munich. So, of course, not the player we want to be linked with, not the player we should be bringing into Manchester United. But don't get me wrong, there are a few benefits to him. Apparently, he's one of the fastest players or centre-backs in the Liga right now. But with Varane out there, of course, Upamecano's not going to come now because he's off to Bayern. You've got Alaba, who's probably off to Madrid in the summer, more than likely. You've got Koundé, who you could bring into Manchester United. You got Ramos, who's there. He's an option, but I don't think we will be bringing him in. I think when we were linked with him, it was just, a little. It wasn't good. It wasn't truthful. Here from Twitter, you've got great videos, mate. Thank you very much, Keanu, mate. Welcome to the stream. Thank you for coming in. Get your thoughts in, guys. Get your thoughts in about, Varane coming to Manchester United and the potential Pau Torres also coming to Manchester United as well. Are you Supreme Greenwood? Yes, Kundi, I am Supreme Greenwood from Twitter. Thank you for coming over, mate. Much appreciated. We're talking all things Manchester United. So, yeah, that's coming out from Richard Fay about that Pau Torres deal that we could potentially be bringing him in. I wouldn't go for him. I think there are a lot of better options. But, of course, he is left-footed. So, I mean, we could do with it. He's got pace, so we could do with it. But for me, we're not West Brom. We're not West Ham. Pau Torres is not a Manchester United standard centre-back, is he? So, I'd be looking away from that deal, to be honest. So, yeah, we'll see what develops on that deal, but I'm not looking into that too much either. But it wouldn't shock me if we do end up. Varane is who we need. Yeah, I think Varane would be a massive, massive buy if we can bring him in. Or Koundé. Varane is fast and good with his feet. Yeah, mate. Of course, we do need a defender like that. One who's fast, one who's quick on their feet. Because right now we have a balance of Lindelof and Maguire, who are both slow. Okay, Lindelof is not as tall as Maguire, but they don't balance out each other like a Bailly and Maguire would, or Bailly and Lindelof would, So yeah, I'd hope to bring a Varane in, a Koundé in, but reports coming out about Pau Torres as well. It would not shock me if Manchester United end up bringing him in this summer. But yeah, that's the news about Pau Torres. And we've got some news on the board and their financial problems. And it talks about that they will aim to sign at least 2 big-name players in bid to boost their title credentials for the 2021-22 season, but are currently unsure how far they can stretch with their funds. So, of course, this label is about Manchester United, the Glazers and that, how much money we have right now, how much money we're dealing with. And I think there were some reports coming out, and they had a financial meeting and that, and our budget got revealed. So I'm not too sure where you can find that, but it did. But I'm not going to be talking about too much because I've not seen it personally myself. But yeah, 2 big players for Manchester United would probably be reasonable. I think, with how we buy our transfers, really, how big are the big names going to be is what I'm trying to say. How big are they going to be? Are we going to bring in a Sancho and a Varane? Or are we going to bring in, a Sancho and a Pau Torres? How are the big names going to be labelled by Manchester United? Because if it's me, 2 big names means Sancho, Varane, means Varane and Didi. Players like that, 2 big deals like that. But we'll have to see what happens with that, because of course we are expecting someone big this summer. We're expecting to build, and we need to if we want to go forward and compete for the Premier League next season. So get your thoughts in about that, guys. Which centre back would you want, and what 2 big players at Manchester United would you also want? But yeah, let's get on to the next story, guys. There's more coming out about Koundé, which talks about from Dean Jones. He talks about Man UFC also likely to attempt to sign a central defender, with Sevilla's Jules Koundé set as a target, but we'll check on the situation at the end of the season. So with that Koundé, it does look like we're going to be monitoring him until the end of the season, see how he goes with Sevilla, see what position they get in the table, and then of course deal with it from there. But yeah, we'll have to see what happens, guys. So, of course, Koundé is going to leave Sevilla at the end of the season. He's not going to stay there. He's going to be a guy that does leave. So, if we're going to get anyone, it's going to be Koundé, because Varane, he's not settled on a contract yet, but there's a potential for him to. Ramos, same with him, really. I don't know if he signed yet. Who else is there? Who else we were linked to? Pau Torres, not too sure about him yet, but he looks like he'll probably be leaving Villarreal at the end of the season as well. So it's really interesting, guys. It's really interesting. But this centre-back position and who we're going to be bringing in this summer, because there's a lot of targets. And I know Manchester United always get linked with players, 3, 4, 5, 6, nearly 1,000 every single transfer window. So we'll have to see what happens with that. But what I want to talk about today, the next news story that we have is a pretty big one regarding the goalkeeper situation. And of course, it comes out from Dean Jones again, who states that sources say Dean Henderson has a great chance of going into next season as the number one. And if that's the case, Man UFC will be keen not to have 375,000 a week David De Gea sitting on the bench. So, I think, this run is going to be important for Henderson. The run he's getting right now, the chance he is getting to play 3 or 4 or 5 or 6 games in a row. And of course, there's been a lot of debate around David De Gea as well. Will he leave at the end of the season? Will Henderson take over his number one spot? Because, of course, there's a lot of people and probably a lot of players that prefer that just because he does guard his box well. He does communicate well. So, but David De Gea and Dean Henderson's situation is a really, really good one because, of course, I'd be happy if they both stayed because, if we're talking about one saying one's better than the other, just be thankful we have 2 good goalies at our club. So, there's a lot of news coming out about De Gea today and about that we are looking for a new goalkeeper as well, which will be very interesting. But yeah, that's the news about Dean Henderson. I think this is his big chance now that he has in goal. But yeah, there's a bit more news coming out about it. This was it from Sky Sports as well. So, they do have it sometimes are quite reliable at times. But they come out saying Manchester United are preparing to enter the market for a new goalkeeper this summer and have been keeping tabs on a number of potential options, including Jan Oblak, but he may prove to be too expensive. So, I don't know why we're looking for an extra goalkeeper. If De Gea's heading out, then that's probably the best idea. But bringing in an Oblak, if Henderson's going to be number one, why would we bring in Oblak? So, Football Roy, mate, what's going on? Oh, you're back, are you, mate? I hope you learned from your time out. But yeah, that's going to be interesting. It really is going to be interesting. You want Jan Oblak to Manchester United? I'm not too sure. He's been linked before, and they also state after that comment as well. They also come out with that they also come out with this saying Manchester United have been tracking Oblak for more than a year, and recruitment staff are ramping up their analysis of the upcoming market with growing uncertainty over the future of David De Gea and an out-of-contract Sergio Romero almost certain to leave. So, of course, that's going to be interesting as well, guys, because, of course, there's more news coming out about Jan Oblak. And, do we need another goalie if Romero leaves? And for me, if Romero and David De Gea both leave, which, is looking likely, day by day now, with the reports coming out that Dean Henderson will be number one, and I'm sure David De Gea wouldn't want to sit on the bench. With that news coming out, would we need another keeper? Because we do have Lee Grant. I'm joking. I'm really joking. I'm joking. Lee Grant can be our substitute man, holding up the board, like he was the other day. But yeah, take it how you want to take it. To be honest, it's not the best news coming out because I love David De Gea as a Manchester United fan. I've stuck with him since he's been in goal and since he's been having that bad patch. I've been his number one fan behind him, backing him to stay in. So, if he's not going to be happy with Dean Henderson taking that number one spot, expect him to leave at the end of the season. But, how are we going to get rid of him? Because with the amount of wages he's on, how the hell are we going to get rid of him at the end of the season? Because no one's going to pay it off. No one's going to pay his wages, are they? So, I'll have to see what happens on that situation. David De Gea has returned to Spain, and reports in the country have suggested David De Gea is thinking again about a permanent move back to Madrid, where his wife works regularly as a television presenter. So, of course, with that coming out as well, if he wants to move in with it or stay near his wife, the best move for him would definitely be able to move back to Madrid. But we'll have to see again because that's really interesting because that is probably where he wants to be right now with his family and that with his newborn baby. So you do get it, really. I do get it if he wants to move over to back to Madrid in the summer with Henderson, of course. What for me, 14 what? Okay. But yeah, that's really interesting about that. But yeah, and again, some more news coming out about the goalkeeper situation. Among the options Man United are assessing are also said to include Gianluigi Donnarumma, who will become a free agent at the end of the season unless a new deal is agreed, and Lille #1 Mike Maignan. Both may present more affordable signings than Oblak. So yeah, if Oblak is too expensive, then obviously reports are coming out that we may go for Donnarumma. He was linked with Manchester United about 2 years ago, I want to say, about a move to Manchester United. But recently, he's been playing for Milan, first choice. He's been putting some good numbers up. So, yeah, I mean, I wouldn't go too far in the goalkeeper situation. Are you a leprechaun? Are you a leprechaun, mate? Call me a leprechaun if you want, mate. Call me a leprechaun if you want. I get called it quite a bit, to be honest. Great stream, lad. Thank you very much, Luke, mate. Thank you very, very much. And make sure to drop a like down below, guys. Be much appreciated. I'm trying to get these on more often, or these streams on more often. But so, yeah, the last bit of news about the Dean Henderson. This is shit information, mate. Thank you very much, mate. You're here watching it, mate. So that's on you. But Dean Henderson's chance to show his first choice credentials over the coming weeks will have a huge bearing on Manchester United's movements. Are you in the IRA? No, mate, no. Yeah, so it's all about Dean Henderson for me at the moment. Of course, this run he's being allowed to go on because of De Gea is away is going to be crucial. If he keeps up these performances he's putting in, like he has recently, the last game against City and the game before that he played, I think it was De Gea before that, but the last game he played before City, he is putting up some good numbers and he is doing well for Manchester United. So if you're asking me, I would still stick with De Gea. Here, don't hate, mate. He's just trying to give us a good stream. Thank you, mate. That's what I'm trying to do, guys. If you want, you're here watching me, so everyone here, it's your decision if you want to go and watch me. So if you don't want to watch me, just turn it off because you're just, so it's your own fault, is what I'm trying to say. It's your own fault, You're here to watch me, and if not, go away. That's what it's easy. But so yeah, that's all the news, guys, about the goalkeeper situation. A lot of it coming out as well. A lot of it. Oh, but sounds so much better on mute. Well, man. You're here for the view. You gave me a view, mate. You're in the stream watching me, so thank you very much. So yeah, we do have also some late news on Edison Cavani, and his father came out and basically told us, you turn me off. You turn me off. Oh, man, you're on my stream, mate. So thank you for watching. Thank you very much. So yeah, a lot of things coming out about Cavani as well. Of course, he was, suggesting that he may be moving back, or his father was suggesting he may be moving back to Boca Juniors, and not moving back there, moving around there, because of course his contract does come out pretty soon, to be honest, and we have to trigger that 1-year deal extension. BMT, what's going on, mate? Welcome to the stream. Thank you for coming along. But yeah, so about Cavani, of course, he did want to move to South America, and he is looking to go there. But there was some reports coming out saying that, that he may not make that decision quite yet. Yeah, he has to see what happens with that Manchester United contract. So yeah, he states about, my son does not feel comfortable in England and wants to be close with the family again. By the middle of the year, it would be the return to South America. My son's idea is not to continue there at Manchester United. He wants to return. This is from his father. And he also comes out saying, I want Edison to play on a team that fights something important. Edison had many conversations with Riquelme, and he would like to play in Boca. He was always seduced and by the idea of playing for Boca Juniors. So of course, that's really interesting as well, because this is basically from his father. So you've got to look at this as, good, not good news, but a very reliable news. And he also comes out saying, possibility of moving to South America in the summer. If I were to give you a percentage of him coming, I'd give you around 60%. So that's really interesting from his father coming out there. And, you know, he's 60% confident he's going to be moving. And if his father wants him to move and he thinks that's the best decision for him, then do expect Cavani to leave. And I do think with this coming out now, he also said he was very upset by the sanction the FA gave him for what he said. So it doesn't look like he's liking life in England, guys. But that, guys, is all the news for today. Get your thoughts in on all the stories, guys. Make sure to check out my Milan preview, which went out earlier. And also, guys, make sure to smash a like on the stream, share the stream, put notifications on, subscribe. And I'll see you guys later.